Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. My name is Nita Dwi Safitri. My study number is B1024191015. I'm from Management International Batch 2019 and from Faculty Economic and Business Universitas Tanjung Pura. And so today I would like to answer the questions of final exam by Mr. Adi Mursalin, the lecturer of HRM course. Actually, I always attend the HRM class after midterm. Why I am always present? This is because I feel that I need to know more about what HRM is learning, and then also my presence is very important for my grade. In one semester, I can attend 6 to 7 times, and in the second semester, I always attend at every meeting. In the first semester, I did not attend class meeting several times. Each time 2 or 1 times I was absent, but in the second semester, I always present. So first of all, I am from group 10. Yesterday my group presented some topics about cyber lobbying. The more specifically is effect of cyber lobbying on employee performance among deposit money bank in Kaduna Metropolis. So basically the task of an employee of worker is to carry out and completely they work in accordance with what is ordered by the company. Excessive cyber lobbying can interfere with the work potential of employees and can pose a risk for the company to fall. Good employees should be able to control themselves with cyber lobbying and can be wisely and appropriately so that they are not excessive and disrupt the company. The topics of our group is cyber lobbying, especially effect of cyber lobbying on employee performance among deposit money bank in Kaduna Metropolis. We discuss how cyber lobbying affect the performance of employees in money banks, especially in Kaduna Metropolitan. From some of the results of the discussion that we have conveyed, we explain that what happened to the Kaduna Bank, what the effect of what happened to the inappropriate internet use. Of the 440 workers, only 248 workers can work well. Almost all of them do not carry out their jobs. We also adapted from several experts of cyber lobbying, such as Armstrong, Casquillo, and Stonek, Haberman, and Flood. We discussed several empirical study research which related to cyber lobbying as Yogan, Ahmad, and Omar, and other experts. And the overall conclusions of the presentation we gave is based on the findings. The study recommends that organizations can use internet surveillance programs and put in place explicit policies and sanctions tailored to control internet usage in the workplace. Managers may also benefit in they hire employees that are less prone to engage in cyber lobbying. Behavioral traits have been identified to contribute to cyber lobbying behavior. Further studies on this area can consider other possible intervening variables such as perceived job satisfaction and organizational mediating tests can also be included in the model. Overall, all the class members were active. Some of the students answered the question we gave. There were about 11 students for the questions. We did not get questions from other students. I hope that the value of HRM given by Mr. Adi will be good. Why? Because I want to focus on studying the course in the next semester, so it won't be too much of a burden to improve grades. Actually, after a few weeks ago, I was a little dizzy to take concentration in the next semester, but after taking the HR class in semester 4, I feel confident that I have an interest in learning more about human resources later in the next semester. After taking the HR class this semester, of course, I got a lot of new knowledge about human resources are from the theories that have been studied during the to be more active and think critically and how to continue to improve by getting used to speaking English in class. The things that impressed me when I was in the HRM class were many. Some were about human behavior. It was like I got new knowledge from psychologists about various kind of behavior and human nature, then how to become a manager who must have a good leadership spirit, control and protecting many employees, then how to motivate many people and ourselves, especially when we enter in the world of work. The impact of cyberbullying is, of course, positive and negative depending on how individuals and companies respond to and treat employees. Several experts have surveyed that most of the impact of cyberbullying in the workplace are negative impacts. One example is the result of an email message. Workers will initially focus when getting an email message, then sometimes their concentration will be dispersed, and then sometimes it takes extra effort and thought to reply to the message. This research on email shows a negative impact on employees' work and emotion. Furthermore, email is one of the main causes that distract employees from their work. This research from Fellows 2002 and McClellan 2006 studies have shown that 28% of employees surveyed find emails and distraction by follow 2002 and 40% do not return to the original text after sending the email by McClellan 2006. Some research say that there is a difference in gender perceptions in cyberbullying employees, and in fact, it is true. We know that sometimes cyberbullying has both good and bad effect. The survey that has been um, carried out so that male workers think that cyberbullying is a facility that can be used properly to eliminate boredom at work. When their time, they usually use internet facilities to surf the website or play the games. This also shows that men's self-confidence is greater than women's. In operating problems, men tend to know more than women. They tend to think that existing cyberbullying is an entertaining facility. Women tend to think that cyberbullying is interfering with their work and a waste of time. And a part of them, they also have low confidence in operating or repairing so that their intensity in using computers or facilities. Yes, I agree. Finding from some studies revealed that cyberbullying is generally prevalent at the workplace. The majority of respondents indicate that it was acceptable for them to use their workplace internet access for personal purpose during working hours. On average, employees reported spending about 51 minutes per workday on cyberbullying, although previous studies um, largely examined the negative impact of cyberbullying. The present study found that using the company's internet resources for non-work purposes does have a positive impact on individual and work. Browsing activities were found to make a positive impact on employees' emotions, while emailing activities have a negative impact. Interestingly as well, the men were more likely than women to report that cyberbullying have a positive impact on work, helping them to deal with problems at work and to be better workers. Sexual harassment is unwelcome conduct of a sexual nature which makes a person feel offended, humiliated, and intimidated. It can be written, verbal, or physical, and can happen in person or online. But men and women can be the victim of sexual harassment. When it happens at work, school, or uni, it may amount to sex discrimination. There are countless examples of sexual harassment in the workplace. For example, making sexual jokes, sending sexually suggestive text messages or emails, spreading sexual rumors about an employee, or repeated hacks for or other unwanted touching, such as a hand on an employee's back. Why it can be said that there has been sexual harassment? It all happened because basically one of those who become the victim did not want to be treated like in the example above. Yes, I agree. Harassment that is usually received by women takes many forms, from verbal and non-verbal. Usually, it is because women are someone who is used as an object by people who have no ethics. But apart from that, women should also be able to take care of themselves by dressing more clothes and then acting appropriately, so that at least it can be a form of anticipation of sexual harassment. I think that statement is true. At least women must have experienced it either intentionally or unintentionally at least once in their life. The workplace is a place where we might spend more time there, meeting new people, or even with people who are used to meeting. Sexual harassment cannot be denied. Basically, I've never been to some kind of party with friends, but usually I just come to dinner with a group of my close friends, and on average, all of them are women. Honestly, I've never seen them for my male friends do sexual harassment in front of me. As a good managers, of course, we will respond to when it was submitted by employees who experienced the incidents. But before that, as leader, it's better if we first investigate the truth of the news after it is clear that if someone is at fault, we should um, reprimand them, provide decisive action for incidents like this, because basically the leader must protect the employees. Yes, I think if the manager has done their best in leading the company, then they is a very good leader. Leadership is about motivating people to comprehend and believe in the visions you set for the company and to work with you and achieving your goals. Therefore, a manager is more about administering the work and ensuring the day-to-day activities are getting done as they should. The first is physiological needs. When applied to the workplace, one of your physiological needs is also a steady income to support yourself and pay off somewhere to live, food, utilities, and other essential needs. And the second is safety. Safety is another vital needs that can impact your overall satisfaction with your workplace. It is natural to worry about your own safety and the safety of your loved ones. And the third is self-actualizations. A self-actualizations employee feels empowered and trusted, which encourage growth and engagement. Strengths of Maslow theory. The strength of Maslow theory is the fact that it focuses on the individual's own construct and experience instead of focusing on the mental illness. And the weakness, on the other hand, stem from the difficulty of being able to support theory empirically. In the first video, the title is Cyberlobbying in the Workplace, and the topics video is Cyberlobbying. From the video, we can discuss and understand the cyberlobbying is about employees' personal use of their organizational internet access during the work hours. Cyberlobbying can be a risk for a company. It can be because this is about security issues. And why do employees cyberlobby? It is because we know that if we work with full workday, the employees can be burdened, unfair treatment, lack of work, and the different stressor cause they work. So basically, the leaders or the manager must to manage the cyber lobby in their company. It will be make an employee more comfortable, treat everyone fairly, and try to accommodate. And from the video, I got many knowledge, especially about the dark side of cyberlobbying in the workplace. In the second video, the title is A Story Time Sexual Harassment at Work. The topic's video is about sexual harassment. After watching the second video, here Sasha, a 16-year-old girl, tells a story of how she got unpleasant treatment on her new job in the gym, where he got sexual harassment from one of the staff who also worked there. He received sexual harassment verbally and non-verbally, and it was quite disturbing his work. Here he tells what when he reported to his boss or the manager he worked for, but the managers couldn't get his to find a solution. The manager should have listened to her story and took strict action against the male staff who did this. And from the video above, we can learn that when we become a manager, we should be able to take wise action and find out what happened, not like pressuring the reporter like the girl above and giving up on the problem that occurred. And in the third video, the title of the video is Sexual Harassment in the Workplace, and the topic is about sexual harassment. The video tells us about what is sexual harassment and what can be happen if we work at workplace, like we can get some sexual harassment. In this video, we can know that the sexual harassment can be verbal and non-verbal, and can be happen to male or female. And the benefit from the video, we can learn together more about sexual harassment at workplace and know what example like can be happen. And the last video, the title is Criticism of Abraham Maslow Hierarchy of Needs, and the topic is about Abraham Maslow Hierarchy of Needs. And this video tells about the criticism of Maslow hierarchy of needs and Maslow need hierarchy theory, merits and demerits. The criticism based on the theory of Pamela Rutledge Maslow is the role of all people is not uniform, not supporting scientific evidence. Culture influence based on society and Eastern and individualist perspective. The benefit from this video, we can learn about the Maslow theory, and this theory is not accurate because it's not certain for everyone. So that is my answer for HR and final exam. Thank you for watching.